All right, please mind the lighting. I'm chilling in my garage right now. But anyway, it's July 13th, 2025. Superman has been out for what, 2 days now, going on 3 days. And yeah, what did I think of the movie? I thought the movie was first of all, let me start by saying that there's a lot of people saying it's the worst CBM of all time, the worst comic book movie of all time. That's the farthest thing from the truth. Like that's the first thing from the truth when you have stinkers like Madam Web and Morbius that exist. Superman 2025, it is far from the worst movie ever. Now I know there's a lot of Snyder loyalists that want to ransack his movie and say it's the worst movie ever. Even not even they believe that's true. That's not even. But I get what they're saying. I hate the fact that Superman was beat up for 80% of the movie. I know they want to make him vulnerable and more human and make it seem like he has challenges, but I think it was a little too much. Point blank, period. Also, I think the whole thing with Jimmy Olsen being a stud and shit, like, I get that. It's funny, but I would have cast somebody more of a stronger presence than, who's a little more stellier than him. But I guess it's funny or whatever. Also, like, Lex Luthor is a simp for letting a girl that takes selfies get him caught up. Like, I credit him with being a lot more smarter than that, especially in the comics. The fact that he let that slip through his grasp, that makes no sense. But then again, when you're so focused on being a hater, maybe it slipped through his grasp altogether. But that many times, taking photos in restricted areas in some of them, that didn't make any sense. But also, like, if Superman has been Superman for 3 years, right? Lex Luthor is probably one of the most popular humans on the planet, a billionaire. They never met in those 3 years, especially if Clark is a reporter. Also, speaking of Clark being employed, while he was in that pocket dimension, he didn't like. I don't know how long was it a week? I don't know, but no one asked why he's not showing up to work. Same time Superman's not there. Yeah, I know there's hypno glasses, but and the Crypto the dog was all right. That was fine. I know a lot of people complained about that. Dude, what the hey? That was a line right there. That was a James Gunn line. But dude, what the hey? What else? I mean, I think the Justice Gang was all right. Mr. Terrific did a good job. Um, you know, yeah, but this is my first review of it. I might see it one more time, but overall, I give it a 7.5 out of 10, 8 out of 10. But definitely far from the worst movie ever as far as comic book movies. It's definitely probably the best Superman movie as far as fight scenes and CGI. There was nothing wrong with the CGI. I think there was just a lot of Snyder loyalists just hating, just to hate it. I would have liked this movie better. I'm a Cavill guy, by the way, but this movie is not the worst movie ever, worst superhero movie ever. I would like this feels like the movie that Cavill should have gotten, and the movie feels like a sequel to a movie that we're never gonna get to see, that we didn't see. They started writing. They started with the Star Wars wording in the beginning and tell us what's going on. Metahumans have always been here. Superman is the strongest, but he gets his ass whooped for 80% of the movie. But you know, yeah, Superman 2025.